Welcome to the Robert Painter on YouTube. Hey, listen, I'm sure you got paintings just like me, stacks of them. And in those stacks, there's probably a few that you just can't stand. You're not going to sell them. You're not even going to give them away. They're so bad. So here's what I do. I just take a big block of sandpaper and just sand it down. Who cares? And then wipe it off and get a little gesso and just coat the whole surface in gesso. That just creates a binding so that when you paint a new painting over top, it'll stick, it won't peel off later. I got a little Prussian blue, and look at that big fat old brush. Wow, that's a big filbert. And I just dab in that Prussian blue, a little bit of alizarin crimson in there too. That gives me that kind of a reddish tone. Tap a little bit of titanium white into the same color using the same brush. Wow, we're not even changing anything here. But that alizarin crimson is coming through as well, and that's giving us that kind of a mauvey tone in the water. It's going to come in handy because we're going to have a little bit of a sort of an early evening, not quite sunset, but the sky will be warm, and we're just going to create that warmth in the water. Now, take that same brush. Don't bother changing. Just use the same brush. What's the problem? Azo orange. You still got some of that alizarin crimson in your brush. Still got some of that Prussian blue. That's giving us a really rusty, beautiful little tree line there. And I'm not going to try and fill it all in. I'm just going to just slap it on. And there's some pure Azo orange, little titanium white mixed into it just to give it a little bit of lighter tone. And that Prussian blue that's in the brush, it hits that orange and it comes through with a little bit of green. And after all, what are we painting here? It's a forest. It's a lakeside forest. And there's all kinds of shades, colors. It's never just one flat color. I like to reflect some of that tree line in the water as well. So just drop some of that Azo orange down there. The brush is amazing. If you just keep using it, the colors kind of just harmonize. And if I were to change brushes, well, it would change the feeling of the painting completely. So I use the same brush. Just clean it out as you go along. I put a nice band of straight titanium white along the tree line edge, and on top of that, I'm starting to work towards darker, warmer colors towards the top of the painting. And the reason why we do that is there's a thing called an envelope. When the top of the painting is dark and the sides and the bottom are a little bit dark, but the center is light, well, you're tricking the viewer, but in a good way. We're actually making the viewer's eye move down towards the center of the painting. We're in control. And I like to drop a little bit of really beautiful alizarin crimson mixed with titanium white right in there, just a couple little hot zones. Once again, it works wonders at drawing the viewer's eye right into the center of the painting. And I'm reflecting those colors in the water, not overwhelmingly, and I'm not making it like a big project, I'm just kind of tapping it, and there might be a little bit of puddles in the forest floor around us. Maybe it rained last night, who knows, but I'm just reflecting some of those warm colors in maybe some of the wet zones. Now I've got some beautiful green that I mixed with titanium white, and let's not forget here, it's a forest. So there is some greenery, and it's not quite nighttime, so we can still see some of the colors. But the real reason why I'm dropping this green and now this Azo orange and these other tones into the forest floor is because, well, we could make a forest floor that's all dark and twiggy and brown and just gloomy. We don't want gloomy. We had a great time in the forest, and we're getting ready to settle down and start up a fire and roast some hot dogs or some marshmallows. So we want the experience to be fun, kind of a pleasure, Well, we're getting away from things. We got away from our job. We got away from our responsibilities, and we got to come out here in the forest and paint this little painting and stay overnight, listen to the to the crickets and all the sounds of the forest at nighttime. Well, we want it to be a happy experience, and we want the viewer to get that same vibe when they see our painting. So I'm keeping it loose. I'm just letting it all flow here, and you can see it's coming together. And I'm just feeling the joy, and I'm exuding the joy, and that's what an artist should do is convey feelings. Now I'll get a little bit of titanium white, and I'm going to put it on a much narrower brush. Oh, well, before the white, let's stroke a few little branches in here. That's right, extensions of those blobs that we did with the big fat brush. We use the little brush just to kind of give the hint of some real twiggy treetops. That just makes it look a little more realistic. You know, people's imagination can fill in all the blanks. I'm not here to try and fill in every detail. Your mind is quite busy enough as it is. I'm sure it can do all of that. Now we'll just kind of just throw a little twig here and there, a little bit of a branch here and there. Just give that illusion of detail and let the brain just kind of finish it off. Now we'll get to that little bit of titanium white on the brush, just a little bit, and do some highlights right along the top of the water. A couple of little reflections, a couple of little highlight splashes in the water that just pick up that sky and just kind of give the viewer a sense of what's way over there and what's closer to us. We use longer strokes for what's in front of us and shorter strokes for what's far away. And look at this, how we did this in 10, 15 minutes. This is what it's all about, folks. Sign your name on the thing. Don't forget to do that. And that's my name, Robert McAfee. That's MCAFFEE. And you're watching The Robert Painter on YouTube. Now don't forget to hit like and share. But most importantly, don't forget to hit the subscribe so that you can follow and catch the next video right here on The Robert Painter on YouTube.